All right, getting hot outside, but let's talk about Rolly. We're gonna start off with Rolly, man. Our boxing news been slow. Seen the interview, read it. He talked about everybody ducking Rolly. Said Pacquiao keep pulling out versus him. I mean, obviously he could be fighting Floyd Mayweather. Said Ryan ducked him. He mentioned him, but never really tried to materialize a rematch. Said him and Conor Benn had a fight done, but he left. He didn't want to do it May 30th, and then he said, they gave Devin Haney 50% of the fight. He could have sold it to the zone, his half to the zone, but they claim to be promoters and all this type of stuff that he's saying. And my thing is this: for everybody walking away, everybody must got the same conclusion that y'all ain't got no money. Everybody got the same conclusion. The money funny. I've been telling y'all, it's been a lot of rumors of PBC fighters fighting for the frisky, bruh. They ain't been getting paid or nothing. So, to me, it should really surprise most of y'all. Everybody look and say, well, Devin ducked him. This is the same dude that said he'd never fight Devin Haney. Wasn't that him who said he'd never fight Devin Haney? All of a sudden, he want to fight Devin Haney now. His opinion changed. But, not Ryan wasn't interested. Conor Benn walked away from an agreed deal. Devin walked away from a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's because you ain't got the money funny, bro. They business practices is hustling backwards, man. They said, he was like, well, they said y'all don't sell. Neither one of them really sell. Rolly or Devin don't sell like that to put it on pay-per-view. And another thing, which I don't mind supporting this pay-per-view, Xander Zayas and Jerome Boost in this, that ain't no pay-per-view. If we keeping it a hundo, that's not a pay-per-view-esque type of fight. And we all know it. Pay-per-view is premium fight, bro. I feel like the bare minimum for the pay-per-view should be 1 million pay-per-view. We know if we put it on pay-per-view, we gonna do 1 million pay-per-view buys. That should be the standard. If it ain't gonna do close to or at least 1 million or close to 1 million, we don't need to throw it. It's not pay-per-view. It's over, I think, 300 million people in the United States. And if you telling me you can't get 1 million people to buy this fight, it's not a premier fight. Pay-per-view is for premier fights, bro. But then again, they said, well, how else do we pay the fighters? You know what I'm saying? Well, at the end of the day, basically what they saying is, how do we make more money in our pockets? Therefore, they tell the fighters, hey, you only did this amount of pay-per-views. Therefore, we only can pay you this million, or we only can pay you your guarantee. Meanwhile, you could have did more numbers, and they not taking no losses. No manager, I can't really say a manager, but no promoter, nobody that's paying out the money is taking no losses. They not taking food out of their family mouth and giving it to you without it being strings attached. You feel what I'm saying? So even if they make sure y'all good on this fight, somewhere down the line when they work with you again, they been skimming shit off the top for years. So, Rolly can sit there and say, this guy ducked him, man. People know PBC, the well is dry right now. And ain't no Al ain't around. And you're going to be fighting for free. A lot of their own fighters is fighting for free. 50% of what? The thing about it is, they tell them the numbers, bro. So how do I know you're going to be honest? If we did 1 million, we only sold 200,000 pay-per-view. They tell them what they made. So are you going to trust the entity who don't have your best interest at hand? Or we ain't make nothing, Playboy. We only can give you 100,000. Or we only going to give you this back-end pay-per-view money. And that might come 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line. You may never see it. What if y'all don't flip a profit? If they's fighting in New York, the New York State Athletic Commission was going to get their cut. The promoters, whoever's promoting the thing, Luis de Cubas, Tom Brown, Samson Tulowitzki, they was gonna make sure they got paid. Who ain't family in there? They would probably make sure Rolly get a couple of solar chips out in there. But guess who ain't family? Guess who ain't gang? Guess who ain't tied to PBC? Devin Haney, Conor Benn. And he can say, well, Conor Benn made $15 million for fight reaches progress. Y'all was gonna pay him $15 million to fight you, Rolly? Like, nah, like, let's keep it real. See, the numbers don't never be factual when it come to certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? Rolly over there, he ain't got nobody fight. He got to fight as mandatory. It ain't no chicken in that. You know, ain't no hamburger helper in that. We all can agree. Ain't no good in that hood, under that hood, to fight as mandatory. He gonna be fighting for free. And maybe some of that money out that pot got to go to the mandatory too. So basically what they asking these dudes to do is take less money or take the short end of the stick and believe in us, or believe in a company in which Floyd Mayweather is suing for hundreds of millions of dollars because of. No, thank you. If y'all would do that to the guy that put y'all on top like y'all scared of the drop, what you gonna do to little old Devin Haney, little old Conor Benn? You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it being. A lot of them niggas, they got jobs now at PBC. And I ain't not knocking. I'm a 9-to-5er myself. But you see these purses, 3.5, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. They got jobs. Peter Quillen, no disrespect, I got love for Peter Quillen. Al Heyman paid him to drop a belt. Right? Because he didn't want to allegedly to work with Rock Nation. Peter Quillen tried to come back, never regained the belt, never regained his prime. And what did he say in one of his last fights? He said, I'm glad my wife got a job. Al Heyman was behind him. No Diddy. Al was the guy that was with him. You want these dudes to trust in Al when Deontay allegedly didn't get paid for his last PBC fight. He got granted his release. Allegedly the same thing happened to Danny Garcia. Allegedly a lot of these dudes are doing little odd hustle jobs just to get by. They supposed to be making millions on top of millions, or at least 100,000 on top of 100,000. And everybody from the rooter to the tutor, from the top to the drop, is over there having money problems. Sam Watson too allegedly lost some businesses. That was alleged put out there. And it was put like this to me, and he didn't know when I said it. It's a brother from Cincinnati, Ohio. A couple years ago, we had a conversation, and he told me. He said over there, Al Heyman allegedly is feeding those guys crumbs. Our specific conversation was about the promoters and the people that's around him, the Sylvias, the TGB, the what's the brother's name? Samson Tulowitzki, Luis the Cubans. Man, he feeding them niggas. What was it, Tim Smith? He feeding them niggas crumbs over there, bro. And the local promoters, when they go to New York or they go to DC, and the local promoters don't fuck with them neither. They be fucking them over and not paying them neither. But, to be honest, that's probably a common practice. That's a common practice. So these are the things that you hear behind the scenes when you got your ear to the streets. And like I said before, could I had, sold out and made probably thousands and tens, 20, 50, hundreds, thousands of dollars by selling out? I could have, but I chose not to. Can't say it don't cross your mind to get that chicken, but I leave my faith in God's hand. But, God's truly been blessed me to connect me when I had conversations with people, and people look out and do things for me that, I appreciate it. But due to this, but to keep it a bean with you, like Rolly playing a role, but if you got, 3 other people saying the same thing about y'all, the way y'all do business, and we gonna go elsewhere, like, no. And when you look at it, if they do their own family dirty, why wouldn't they do you dirty? If they do the top dog, who was the soldier boy of it all, if you watch The Boys, he was the top guy. Floyd Mayweather, and they did him dirty. Well, Pooh Shiesty, I'm Big Shiesty. I get dirty with you. What would they do to little Devin Haney? Little old Devin Haney and Bill. And don't forget, that guy don't fuck with Bill. You know, they sound like Bill don't have nothing bad to say, but come on, man. We know, dudes like Floyd in his position, they hold grudges. So you want to, as your son's, manager, you want him in a position just to fight for free. And what if he go over there and fight for the frisky and just say, yeah, fuck it, we gonna fight for the belt, and they rob this nigga, man? Then what everybody got to say? Then where everybody opinion at? You know what I'm saying? So the business got to be right. You know? They say they give you 50%, and they say they ain't make nothing. Meanwhile, they jumping, one of them, they done made way more money than you can imagine. But they told y'all we didn't get ish. Oh, we can't show you the books, or this the books, this is what y'all made in. Yeah, okay. So, hey. Y'all know what the business is, man. Hit the link in the description. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.